So let's talk about Lil Wayne very quickly. There's something to be said about the fact that he has influenced your sound a little bit.
Because he said once in an interview, he was like, he doesn't teach his artists how to be rappers. Because then they gotta rap their whole lives. He teaches them how to be superstars. Because when you're a superstar, you can do anything.
Yeah. Alright, 5FM Unscripted, episode 2 of The Fringe. If you haven't seen The Fringe before, what we do is we take a look at the core musical genres that 5FM plays, and we take a look at what's happening on the fringe of them. Today, we are talking all things hip-hop. Now, my guest today is somebody very special in the hip-hop environment. He's an extremely talented rapper, producer, and musician that we're going to be talking to today. The reason why he's in the hot seat today is a couple of weeks ago, somebody asked me who are my top 5 most exciting artists to watch in South Africa, and he was number 1 on my list. Ladies and gentlemen, Luna Florentino.
Shout out, shout out. Yo, that was a dope intro.
Thank you. All right, so Luna, let's talk about hip hop. Let's talk about who you are, what your vibe is. So let's start with your name. Your name is Luna Florentino, but you also go by the moniker of the Fresh Prince of Rustenburg.
Yeah.
So am I right to say that you are the king of Rustenburg?
I wouldn't say the king.
The king, okay.
Yeah,
the mayor, Nyana, you know?
Yeah, you know, the mayor, you know, Prince Nyana level there, you know?
Okay, cool.
Because I always feel like there's still room for improvement, you know what I mean? Because after king, where do I go?
Yeah, okay. All right, so in terms of your musical career, did your musical career start in Rustenburg?
Yeah, it started in Rustenburg. Crazy enough, my first performance, I flopped my verse, you know? And I literally quit rap after that. It was in grade 7. We had an assembly they were doing. Yeah. And it was our class's turn. So now we decided to go with the rap. So me and 3 other guys wrote raps, and then when my part came, because at the time I wasn't recording any music, so it's not a back, it's literally just the instrumental,
just
and it's me and the mic.
Yeah.
Bro, I ran through my verse so quick that I still had some beat left before the guy on the chorus had to come back. Yeah. And now everyone's looking at me like, yo, bro, like. So now we're standing there awkwardly waiting.
If it's any consolation, the very first time that I needed to perform and sing live was also in high school. Yeah. And I couldn't hear my guitarist, so I just was singing on a completely different note.
Don't tell me you were.
No, I didn't want to quit after that. I just wanted to hear my guitarist after that. So luckily you stuck to it though. Okay, so fast forward a couple of years, you're then performing to a sold out Loftus Park. Yeah. On a massive stage opening for Nasty C. Yeah. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Like what's the vibe there? Like how do you move from flopping your first verse to releasing arguably one of the biggest underground rap songs, Florentino Mariachi,
shout out,
in South Africa, and ending up on a stage, you know, with Nasty C? Like what was the process there? Like fill in the gaps for me here.
It's crazy. I would say it was the best thing about it is seeing the manifestation come alive. Okay. You know, because funny enough, man, I couldn't get into any varsities after matric. Okay. Right? Because my marks and whatever. So I was trying really hard to get onto a platform like Freshers, you know what I mean? Because all of them had the like Fizz Freshers and whatnot. And then, bro, I never even been to UP. The only time I'd been to UP was when I was going to Tux FM. But literally, the dream that I almost quit was what got me through those doors, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was quite crazy just being on stage, and you know, that type of stage also, because where I'm from, like when I was starting, we didn't really have that much resources, you know what I'm saying? Being on a festival stage feels different, you know what I mean?
No, I wanted to talk about that. Hip-hop scene, as far as I am seeing, is that there's a major gap. Yeah. In the sense that there's no medium-sized stages. You're either playing like to your homies in somebody's back garden, or you're playing these massive stages, and there's no like pubs, clubs like that are supporting enough to. So what's the problem there? Like why is it that hip hop is arguably one of the biggest genres on the continent at the moment? Yeah. But the young guys don't have places to perform.
I think what's happening is we haven't gotten to the stage where we're booking ourselves. Okay. You know, like how I feel like the American industry is a lot older than ours. So some of the things that we're going through or still going to go through, they've been through already. Okay. You know, they were in the phase where they were just doing bookings, you know what I mean? But they got to a point where the artists started booking themselves, where now you'll start seeing Justin Bieber booked until 2024, for example. And I used to think that, yo, who are these guys booking this guy in 2024? But really, it's him and his team.
Yeah.
They're going to the venues and they're setting up deals with the venues, and they're saying, yo, listen, we're going to bet on ourselves.
Okay.
You know, we're going to sell the tickets, we're going to sell the alcohol, and then we're going to do the stages. But I think we're just waiting for somebody to.
Okay, so we're waiting for the right time, we're waiting for the right people,
Yeah.
we're waiting. Okay. So the younger guys, if they're going to get onto the bigger stages, they need to be booking themselves, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we need to create that medium stage.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the circuits are going to come in.
Okay, I get you. So talk to me about your live performance. Like, what do you need? What do you roll with? Because like, it's you and a microphone and a backtrack essentially.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the backtracks in a second, because you know you produce your own stuff, and we'll chat about that. But for you to get onto a stage to perform to, let's say, 100 people, what does Luna Florentino need?
Basics. I need 2 SM58 microphones or comparables. I'm gonna need at least a Pioneer CDJ 2000s or plus or comparable. I mean, the hospitality rider, you know, I mean, you feel me? But I will need monitors on stage. That I feel like that's the most important part of the rider.
Okay.
What I need to get the job done.
What I'm saying, and I think you've highlighted what I'm asking, is that the technical requirements for a hip-hop performance is not a full symphony orchestra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very simple if you look at what you're saying. You need CDJs to play your backtrack, microphones to speak to the audience, and monitors so that you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, I ask, like, why is the scene, and please also understand that I'm not just talking about the hip-hop scene, I'm talking about everybody. The glam scene, the house scene, the rock scene, the metal scene, we're all going through the same struggles. And the struggles are that the promoters aren't putting together medium-sized performances, which means that you've got to be this huge band artist to get onto the stage. Yeah. And that means that the same artists are getting booked again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the only people who are getting it right is the techno guys, because we had Suede Shift on the previous episode of The Fringe, and they were talking about like how they're putting together their own stuff, and it's not just them. Yeah. Every single DJ has got their own little property, and they're renting venues and that sort of thing. Yeah. Do you think that the hip hop collective is one day going to get together and be like, okay, cool, let's?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, I actually think where we are now as hip hop, we're where America was in 2006 and 2007.
Okay.
Because around that time, they were also still transitioning from offline to digital. They didn't really trust the whole internet thing. That was when Soulja Boy and them started coming out, you know? And he was the one that was saying, yo, guys, go to YouTube. Yo, guys, do this. But at the same time, he was still pushing physical things like ringtones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what's still happening now. There's still a lot of hip-hop artists that are eating from ringtones. Okay. Like monthly, you know what I mean? Like cool, from ringtones, but like, you know what I'm saying? And
I mean, if it works, it works.
It works. It's still working right now, for real. And I feel like that's where we are as an industry. So what we need to then do is do what they did right after this period. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things. We need to set up the circuits where we know that, okay, listen, if I'm putting out a project and I'm just trying to do venues with 100 to 200 people, how many venues in the country can I get that can give me that capacity? Then you have your first tier. You get what I'm saying? And then when you feel like, okay, I can go bigger, now you look for the venues that do 500 to 700. Yeah. That'll be your second tier circuit. Then you'll get like your third tier, which will be like 1,000 up, 1,005 up.
Yeah, for sure.
That way you can set up a calendar for at least 2 years, just going through those. You do your first tier, second tier, third tier.
I like that idea. So let's talk about the people who you work with. So you're a long-time collaborator with a bunch of artists in South Africa. You've got a group of people who you've been recording with since you were 18. Yeah. Talk to me about who you're excited to hear.
I say, because obviously I'm gonna mention my boy Manu All-Star.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wanted to mention him, but I thought let me get.
Of course I'm gonna mention him.
Nalingi, arguably one of the biggest tracks of 2019 South Africa wise, and he's got some new stuff that's come out as well. Yeah. Are you still collaborating with him as well?
Yeah. In fact, I don't want to say too much, but we actually have There's something coming.
You got something coming.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
trust me, there's something coming.
I'm not going to push you for it. You can leave it there.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Okay, so in terms of some of the other people that you are excited to see, what are the younger guys in the Johannesburg, Rustenburg scene like?
There's this dude from Rustenburg. His name is Nest.
Nest.
Yeah, Nest. I think he's got mad potential.
Okay.
There's another guy called Broke Boy Rich Man. He's also from Rustenburg. In Joburg, there's so many. They're just skipping my head right now.
Right,
There's
okay,
Horrid the Messiah. I don't know if you know about Horrid. There's
No.
a hand named Scummy. She's coming up nice. K Keed, but I think she's from Cape Town.
Okay.
Eddie Soul. Like those are like the new kids. I feel like they are in the space that I was at, let's say in 2017.
Okay.
Just frequency wise, you know what I mean? They putting out the right music, the content is landing, the people are engaging, you know what I mean? Then there's your guys like Major Steez, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the bigger, yeah. And what I appreciate about Major Steez is that he's working with a lot of younger guys, in the sense that like it's easy, he's accessible. If that makes sense.
they lit, bro. Like, and it's crazy because right now the internet is accelerating how many superstars we get introduced to. You know what I'm saying? Next week we might bump into somebody new.
No, for sure.
You know.
Okay, so let's talk about performing live. You've got a very interesting following in Pretoria of young ladies who find it very difficult to leave you alone. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you on stage?
On stage,
yeah. And the reason I ask is because you're in an environment where your fans are very close to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not there at the top of Soccer City.
I remember there was a time I was performing at my new school, the school that he was going to after high school.
Yeah.
And they had like I don't know what day it was, man, but I know it was a Friday, and they had set up a stage, and then we were performing, literally the whole punchline gang.
Yeah.
Right. So we performing. I'm literally performing my verse. This hand pulls up on me. She pushes me, right. So now she's pushing me. I'm like, what's going on? And now she's holding my chest like this, right? And then my back hits a wall. So now she starts grinding on me. Like, I think that video is on
stage.
I promise you.
So you're on stage, you're busy Florentino Mariachi.
Man, we performing and this hand is there, busy just shaking her booty on the home. She was wearing a red dress even. My news in the back going crazy.
I play in a rock band and that's never happened to me before. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. So yeah.
Bruh.
No, cool. All right. So the next couple of months, I feel, in South Africa is going to be a very interesting time. Mm-hmm. Because if you take a look at the landscape, you've got artists like Casper, Drake, that are diversifying their sound. Mm-hmm. So the big boys are moving away from the classic hip hop tracks, and now they're looking at more of an electronic, a house, an amapiano kind of sound. But then you've also got artists that are swinging in the complete different direction to that. Yeah. And a lot of the underground guys are doing that. Yeah. Where do you stand in terms of your sound? Are you sticking core?
I'm still hip hop.
Okay. Cool.
But I've also incorporated a lot of what's happening in the country. You know what I mean? Like the log drum in pianos. Like I feel like it's our version of the 808. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like in America, the 808 is what really runs through hip hop.
For sure.
But I feel like we needed something of ours that will solidify our identity. Okay. And piano found the log drum for us, so I've just been using the log drum in most of my hip hop stuff.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it also gives you that flavor. It's like okay, you can hear that that's a lunar beat because it's got a log drum.
Exactly. Yeah. The signature is still there. You know how I like to look at it is like, bruh, if you're KFC, right, and you started off just by selling fries and chicken, and now your neighbor starts doing burgers. Like now it's a problem. Now you gotta be like, okay, but how do I get into the burger market? Let me make some chicken burgers. Yeah. Right? Then your other neighbor starts doing wraps. And I was like, oh, how do I get into that market? Let me do some chicken wraps.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can really expand your menu without changing your core. Yeah. Your core is the fried chicken.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
okay.
So that's how I look at going and playing around with different genres, and I keep the core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're producing, you've got an understanding of that. That's where I want to work, and I don't mind playing with it, but I'm not going to go all the way to.
Yeah, I'm not going to let go of this now.
No, for sure.
Now I'm boiling my chicken because Nando said fried chicken is unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. All right. So let's just talk about the party scene at the moment. Mm-hmm. So I just got back from a party on Saturday I was working at a party where there were 20,000 people. Because
that's crazy.
There's no restrictions anymore. Is that going to be applicable to hip hop? Is hip hop going to open up the industry again? Are you going to be able to do the big 7,000, 8,000 shows again?
I think so. Not the dome though, ish. We gotta let go.
But
of
I mean,
dream.
I think a lot of South African event promoters are moving away from places like the Dome and Soccer City just to be safe and do it like on a field. You know what I mean?
But I think we are gonna go there. We are gonna start opening up again.
Okay.
Also, part of what's gonna open that up is when artists start booking themselves.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you have something happening all the time.
So, a little birdie told me that you were looking for management.
Yeah.
So, when you say booking yourself, are you referring to going to somebody and saying, yo, book me for these shows, please? You're saying, I'm booking.
This is my event.
Okay.
As in, for example, if I go to a venue that doesn't operate on a Monday, right? They only open, let's say, from Thursday to Sunday.
Right.
I'm going to take the Monday. I'm betting on myself.
Okay.
And I'm saying, we're going to set up the stage, the sound, unless the venue has that already.
Yeah.
But we're going to bring the people. We're going to sell the alcohol.
Okay.
So now it's not a booking fee, but now it's like more of it's a partnership.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, I'm going to get a cut at the door. I'm going to get a cut at the bar.
Right.
So that's how I book myself.
Okay.
Because I could go to a venue and say, yo, book me for 8,000 or 10,000 or whatever. Right? And then their counter could be like, but why?
Yeah.
If I've never done a show myself, I don't really have the leverage. Because I can't then say, yo, man, I've got this amount of people. This is my database. This is how many people this is how many tables I can bring in that clock about 50, 100,000 worth of sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that help me negotiate that. And then I could be like, yo, actually, just give me a deal. And then I book myself.
Okay.
So now, if I was going to get 8,000 at this venue doing the partnership, I might end up with 80,000.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the potential is always there, and you build your own brand. I mean, Jamie Foxx started out like that. He was throwing parties for like 17 people, I think was his first one, and now it's like 17,000. Like,
sometimes it doesn't even have to be a party that goes on from 2 p.m. until 2 a.m. It's a show.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like how these comedians move, bro. When you want to go see this comedian, bro, you get there, it's a 2-hour show. After that, you go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. I feel like once we start doing things like that.
No, well, good luck with that, because that's the future. I mean, there's so many international artists that have just completely moved away from the idea that you need a booking agent and a record label and this and that. You do it all yourself, and you book the right people, you book the right venues, you got a lineup, and then you're good to go.
Or you can partner up with people who do events. Like a Hype Nation, for example.
I mean, shout out to Hype Nation. Like,
shout out to them.
It would be great to see more Hype Nation events, and I'm hoping now that they can do that because of the the restrictions being
that have been lifted. But
I mean, you and I know the scene in Gauteng very well. There are many events companies that are hopefully going to get back up. Homecoming Africa, Hype Nation. There's a couple of the smaller guys as well who are doing like a small little venue in Brooklyn, for example. Like, if we get that going, like that's the one.
For real, no cap.
All right, so we end each of these episodes by building a Mount Rushmore of music. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, there are 4 faces on Luna Florentino's Mount Rushmore. Who would you put there? Yeah.
I'm putting Michael Jackson.
All right.
I'm putting Lil Wayne.
So let's talk about Lil Wayne very quickly. Lil Wayne, there's something to be said about the fact that he has influenced your sound a little bit. Yeah. In the sense that you can hear some of his influence in there.
The way I write, the way I approach just my brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a sense that, because he said once in an interview, he was like, he doesn't teach his artists how to be rappers, because then they gotta rap their whole lives. He teaches them how to be superstars, because when you're a superstar, you can do anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could come out with a product tomorrow and be like, hey, go get this bag, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it wouldn't feel uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And one of the things that I also picked up from him is that he knows how to pay it forward. Because when he was still on, right, he literally said, yo, I know I'm the best rapper right now, but let me introduce you guys to my youngins. And then he went and gave us the next male best rap and the next female best rapper. Yeah. He gave us Drake and Nicki. Yeah. Like, that's a big flex.
And YMCMB did a whole movement behind them.
That was crazy.
Launched their careers.
So even the business model, like, it inspires me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I incorporate a lot of that in things that I do.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got Michael Jackson, we got Lil Wayne at number 3.
Let me put somebody local there. I'll put Brenda Fassie there.
Brenda.
Yeah, I have to put
Brenda
Brenda Fassie.
for the win,
Come
man.
on, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Come on, man. She's too legendary.
No, for
She
sure.
was selling out stadiums before we even understood what selling out stadiums meant.
She was selling out stadiums when it was illegal for more than more than 10 people to be in a. I mean, like that. If you want to talk about somebody who has been through the ringer, Brenda Fassie. Yeah, she's on that list for sure.
You know,
for sure.
So I'd put her there.
Okay.
Also, what's crazy is that Beyonce is now taking a bit of influence from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her latest. I don't know if that's her album cover but it was a picture that she put out that was inspired by a shoot that Brenda Fassie did.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah.
I know the image that you're referring to. It's very.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
African.
So I think it's coming back home. So we have 3, right?
Yeah, so we got 3. So we need one more.
We need one more. Luna Florentino for the win. Come on.
Done.
Yeah.
Dig it.
You get me?
All right, on that note, Luna Florentino, new music coming out when?
I would say August.
August.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you feel me? And I'll bring you the
Thank you.
MP3s.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you.
Five wants to play Luna
Come
Florentino.
on. Come on. I
All
got
right.
you.
Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Bro,
we really
thank you
appreciate
for having me, bro.
And good luck in the future. I think what we need to do as 5FM Unscripted is we need to take some of your thoughts and develop a plan for event booking, for event management, and build the scene a little bit.
No cap.
I think that's what the next step is.
No cap.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Luna Florentino.
Shoot.